Well, this one I did not see coming, honestly, when it was announced. Wile Coyote versus Tomcat. So we get a Looney Tunes versus Tom and Jerry death battle, which, honestly, I was kind of excited to see this one. I was kind of wanting to see that type of fight, honestly. A Tom and Jerry character versus a Looney Tunes character. It would make the most sense to me. It's never crossed my mind up until this was, announced, and this is now released. Speaking of which, by the time I record this and everything, it's going to be around the time it got released. I'll probably be uploading it late, depending on my schedule and stuff. So yeah, that's something I really need to be working on more, since, yeah, I've been holding back on some reactions and what to react to, unfortunately. There's some good stuff to react to, I just didn't have time to, unfortunately. But hey, that's just my schedule there. But besides from that, I know it's going to be a little bit late, so those who are watching, sorry for the bit late upload for this, and I know it's going to cost me some views for, uploading it late and being inactive for a little bit. But hey, so, I will say, though, for my last F battle I watched, that you saw me react to, it was, I did say, I did make a lot of comments about the Kyle Rayner versus Simone the Digger. And I was like, oh yes, they did. And when I got to watching it, I watched it already, so I was like, there was no point in reacting to it. So when I saw it and I heard the music, I was like, oh my god, yes, they did it. They actually, it's basically a rendition of Will the Drill, or at least some lyrics are referenced in it. That's great. Great, that's what I wanted. And surprisingly, this one I actually really like. I love the song a lot, more than, the act and Will the Drill. But I love them both, but Spiral of Emotion, definitely better, but I always love Will and the Drill too. But just saying, I did say that, like in the last one, if they did not use Will the Drill in that fight, or at least some reference to or have a remix of it, that will be a crime. But they did it. So thank you, Death Battle. That was amazing, and so that Spiral of Emotions is great. Just to point that out. But anyways, that was from the last one. Now, we're moving on to this one. So, Looney Tunes versus Tom and Jerry. So, who do I think could win? Well, both of them are known to be other punching bags for their cartoons retrospectively. So, it's a matter of who could be better at, outwitting each other from, taking an L. That's what I see it as. However, I don't think Wile E. Coyote's ever been successful at anything he's done in the Looney Tunes cartoons. So, Tom, on a few occasions, has. So we'll see, and I both know they have Toon Force because they're cartoon characters, for fuck's sake. So, we shall see. I'm curious on how they're gonna do this one. I know it's gonna be funny as shit since it's gonna be two cartoon characters fighting each other. So, yeah, let's give it a watch, shall we? I mean, it's 21 minutes. What's in store for us?
Fight!
Preview.
Wile E. Coyote, the fastest and furriestest of the Looney Tunes.
Tomcat, the powerhouse pussycat from Tom and Jerry.
The fans voted for it, and we're here to deliver.
Oh, they voted for it. Okay.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills.
Looking at it, I'm just like, I can already tell this is going to be very cartoony. I can't wait! Alright,
in tales told over a shimmering campfire by the tribes people of North America, there was no figure so cunning, so bold, as Coyote. To the Miwok, he was a Prometheus who stole fire from the heavens to give to humanity. To the Sewetmuk, he was a foolish trickster who could die and return to life.
And to the Brothers Warner, he's just a poor dumb schmuck who can't catch a break.
To this day,
yes.
Great Coyote stalks the American Southwest.
Full name, Wile E. Alphabet Coyote, species. Okay, that is a lot of categories to put a coyote in. It makes sense from the biology of it all. So they fit into many species when it comes to, coyotes, wolves, But, Carnivorous, Vulgaris, Roadrunners, Is that actually a term? Hold up. Is that actually a term? I want to see that real quick. Hold up. I gotta comment on this. I gotta see if this is actually a term, Roadrunner Digestus. There's no way that's actually a term. I feel like that's just made up. I gotta check this. Hold up. No, there's no way. Roadrunner's Digest. This is the Latin-inspired name given to Wile E. Coyote in the Roadrunner cartoon. Oh! Okay. So it's an actual thing just for him. Okay. I didn't know. Because there's no way it's like a coyote has this many species in him. Unless this is just, you know... This is just all things from Looney Tunes. You know. Just, you know, the inspired names for Wile E. Coyote. Okay. Now that makes sense to me. But god damn, he has so many. And it's like... Oedipus anyfingus? Okay, yeah, these are definitely made up. Excuse me. It's like... Fascimus fantasticus. Eternally Fascimus. Fascimus vulgaris. Okay, these... Yeah, these are definitely made up. I didn't even know these things were made up for his for him being in his species. Dedis medius. I'm just looking at a few of these. Coyoteus and Amoris. Coyoteus smugus. Yeah, these are definitely... What the hell? I don't think there'd be so many different names for him. Oh, now it all makes sense to me. Of course. Only Wile E. Coyote. And anything Looney Tunes related. They're about to have, like, all this type of species made up for them. It's the cartoons. That's why we love them.
Hunting his indefatigable prey, the Roadrunner. And this modern Wile E. Coyote is driven...
Oh, hold up, I need to say this. IQ 207. Bullshit. Oh, so he says, yeah, bullshit. That man ain't that smart, we know that much. And anyone who's watched the classic Looney Tunes cartoons know. And yeah, 1937, of course. That's when they all started. Most loyal customer and occasional employee of Acme. And Acme University. I do know about the most recent cartoon, too. So, inspired by Mark Twain and pre-1949 Chase cartoons. Okay. Didn't know that.
Ruthless entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah, and it drove him straight off a cliff. He'll chase that bird-shaped happily ever after to his own inevitable undoing. Such is the lot of the common man.
You might not expect it from an anthropomorphic canine Job, but Wile was born the son of world-famous hunter Cage E. Coyote. His father raised him from infancy to hound his avian adversary, and forbade him to speak until he tasted victory. On the
hence why we never hear him speak ever in the cartoons. I imagine there was a lore reason behind it. Okay, I didn't know, but now I know. So, but also I gotta remind myself sometimes I do take some of these things in research with a grain of salt, because Death Battle at times has been inaccurate with a lot of their things. So keep that in mind.
Face an easy task. Coyotes are incredibly adaptable predators, capable of hunting in both rural and urban environments.
They're also speedy little demons. They can sprint at up to 43 miles per hour. Though that's cold comfort when that blue meeping bastard can make beams of light look stone still, or outrun a car that was moving fast enough to travel through time.
Frankly, it's incredible that Wile manages to consistently keep up with his prey at all. But he does.
No, really, it's actually stated that only a, quote, tiny...
It's about here that Roadrunner puts on the tiny little extra burst of speed. Oh, okay.
Tiny little extra burst of speed separates the Coyote and the Roadrunner. Heck, Bugs Bunny himself needed to take super speed supplements in order to move fast enough to outrun Wile.
But almost
also
as
because
fast
he's Bugs
isn't
Bunny.
Fast enough. Fortunately, Wile's got an endless assortment of gadgets, gizmos, and reams of blueprints to make up the difference.
He's got your classics like dynamite, anvils, and spring-loaded busts.
That's a lot for his arsenal. Yep, I'd imagine for the various shit he did during the cartoons over the decades. Yeah, conventional weaponry, the tools, the special equipment, explosive firearms, bow and arrow, cannons, harpoons, slingshot, crossbow, catapults, grappling hook, club, laser gun, katana, batarangs. I didn't know he had batarangs. Heat-seeking missiles, chainsaw, flamethrower, neck gun, blasting powder, etc. And the tools, magic paint, yep, as you've seen him paint a magic fake tunnel, rope, giant magnets, quick-drying cement, glue, grease, tar, 10B volt electromagnet, magnifying lenses, suction cups, chemistry set, fly paper, computer laser pen, trampoline, radar gun, curling supplies, infrared night view binoculars, of course. And the special equipment, the decoy, dehydrated boulder. What? That's a thing. Disintegrating pistol, integrating pistol, invisibility paint, magnetism gun, mecha coyote, sleeping gas, lightning bolt, book of magic, giant spray, molecular transporter, satellite laser, zero gravity spray, monsterizer and demonsterizer, ice and fire rays, weather control kit, clonomatic, time gun, patrol, and to think for all the shit he has, and yet he could never get that Roadrunner.
Along with heavier artillery like heat-seeking missiles, a 10 billion volt electromagnet,
as I
and
just
a
read off,
trebuchet, a Reddit favorite,
many of which he invented himself and uses in
Reddit, wait, what?
in trebuchet, a Reddit favorite,
many of which he invented.
Okay. And a lot of consumables, vehicles, apparel, and miscellaneous. Okay. Man, he's used a lot of shit.
And uses
That's what it comes down to.
Detailed schemes that inevitably go awry. Despite being a self-described super genius, Wile has an officially measured IQ of 3.
That's
damn. That really is dumb. I knew he was I knew he was stupid, but not that stupid.
the same IQ as a cactus.
Okay, the test results were fake, but he's still an idiot.
Okay.
So why not let a soulless corporation do the hard work for him?
Acme sells any product that you can imagine, and Wile is their most devoted customer, contributing up to 99% of its multi-billion-dollar revenue.
Thanks for the inherited
Wow.
wealth, Pops. Oh, don't worry, I'm spending it all in one place.
He's got an Acme Book of Magic.
That explains why he's able to spend so much on a lot of shit from Acme.
Acme Clonomatic, Acme Death Ray, Acme City in a Box, Acme Universal Remote, which can pause, fast forward, and rewind a person through time.
Too bad half the stuff Wile uses is intentionally sabotaged because Acme's board of directors is exclusively Roadrunner.
Is that just is that talk about having the odds put against you? That's just really fucked. Damn, man, that's just, damn. Is this true? Anyone who has more knowledge of the Looney Tunes lore, please let me know if this is actually all true.
My man cannot catch a break, but
No.
he sure can take some punishment.
No matter
yes.
the severity of his failures, Wile is still a Toon and can bounce back from just about anything.
Just like any other
Sliced,
Toon.
stabbed, squashed, exploded,
Alright, let's
melted.
see these Toon Force features. Regeneration, shape-shifting, elasticity, immersion, excuse me, non-physical interaction, fourth wall awareness, of course, exemption from physics, weather manipulation, transmutation, magic, levitation, size alteration, hypnotism, exorcism. Okay. I don't know when he ever did that, but hey. Teleportation, possession, intentionability, manifestation, time travel. Alright, because of duplication, sealing, erasure, and many more. Okay, that just tops it off. The exorcism one is the one that surprises me the most, actually.
Into a constellation and overall verbed for the last 87 years straight without ever actually dying. He once got fully disintegrated into ash and popped back up like it was nothing.
Similar to the
Just like most
immortal
Toons.
Coyote of Sewetmuk legend.
He's also shattered the fourth wall tons of times and even left the comic page entirely to catch the Roadrunner. Yeah, so close.
Believe it or not, there is actually a biological reason for these abilities. Looney DNA. Every Toon's
Of course.
not just the loony ones. And it's what lets them survive fatal damage up to being fully erased off the page, essentially dictating their personal slice of reality to whatever is funny.
Like how gravity
Hey.
only affects the coyote when he looks down.
Toons are immune to the laws of physics as we know them.
That's why Wile developed a counter
Of
to
course.
this immortality.
Of
the
course.
Looney DNA dissolver, which leaves Toons vulnerable to fatal wounds the same way we are. Yet again, so close. You can't say he hasn't tried everything.
It was Wile's experience as a veteran Toon that landed him a job at Acme University as
Oh yeah, the new cartoons.
teaching up-and-coming Tiny Toons how to use their abilities.
Okay, so Naruto.
And just like Naruto's jutsus, Toon Force works like an actual power system, with more experienced Toons like Wile who are more powerful than their younger counterparts.
And that means Wile should be capable of replicating feats and abilities performed by any other Looney Tune, like traveling between different mediums or altering the plot of the cartoon he's in.
And my favorite was the time Plucky Duck used Marvin the Martian's matter transmogrifier to suck up the entire universe.
And then suck up the animator animating his universe.
And then suck up the animator's universe for good measure.
Wile's got a cushy 10-year
Okay, then.
Stuff. Impressive for an abject failure.
Let's see some of his feats here. He blew up the sun. Well, shit. I don't remember that one. Grew to the size of a planet, and yet still failed to catch the Roadrunner. Turned it into a constellation twice. Survived an impact the size of North America. Withstood smashing a portion of the moon. Matched Roadrunner's immeasurable speed. Scored off the Monstars and Don Cheadle. What? I might need context for that one. Hunted Roadrunner, Bugs Bunny, Marvin the Martian, Energizer Bunny, and Geico Gecko. And ultimately failed at all of them.
He's helped stop a meteor from destroying Earth, beat the Monstars in basketball, and even, oh snap, caught the Roadrunner! Oh wait, never mind, so darn close!
According
So
to
close, right?
1977's Tweety and Sylvester issue 67, Wile E. Coyote has attempted to catch the Roadrunner 4,776,842 times, scaling to the present.
Jesus
that's
Christ.
over 10 million failures.
Oh, that sucks!
Or maybe
Very.
self-destructive stubbornness, too blinded by bird lust to see the forest for the trees.
But Acme's intentional malfunctions and Coyote's recklessness don't account for all of his catastrophes. There's something else, something grander, otherworldly, standing in the way of our furry friend's salvation.
Which is?
No other way to say it. God is just plain out to get this guy.
And by God, we mean the closest thing that exists for Coyote and Roadrunner.
Oh.
Chuck Jones.
The guy that created him and helped forge the Looney Tunes into how we know them today.
Originally meant to be a parody of earlier chase cartoons like, well, Tom and Jerry, Jones established several rules for their animated shorts that superseded Coyote's reality warping toon abilities.
Rules that cover his obsession, faulty products, and the fact that no outside force, not even the Roadrunner, is to blame for his defeat. Just him.
While other creatives have altered this formula in the decades since Jones's departure, these rules have effectively made the Coyote's defeats cosmically ordained.
God nerfed Wile E. Coyote.
Damn! That sucks when your own creator just said, no matter what, you're destined to fail. And no one can blame you, and no one is to blame for your failures but just you. That is the shittest way for your creator to just create you. Poor Wile E. Coyote. And I think we never heard the man speak. Unless he just spoke in their most recent, newest cartoons that I don't know about. I never watched them, I just know about them. But damn. Damn, that sucks. You're just made to be one of the biggest punching bags in all of Looney Tunes.
All our years making Death Battle, we have never seen a handicap like that.
But what else can you expect from our fanatical furry failson? He's the Sultan of Slapstick, the CEO of Second Place, the swing and a miss superstar. As long as he picks himself back up and dusts off the ashes, that'll never be all, folks, for Wile E. Coyote.
Until the end of time.
The year
All right.
was 1939. War
what you got for
raged
my
in
boy
Europe
Tom.
between the British Tommies and the German Jerrys. As the beleaguered English made their miraculous escape from the German encirclement off the coast of Dunkirk, one might have called the battle a game of cat and mouse.
Oh wow, is that actually where their names come from? I'm looking this up.
Regardless of their names'
okay.
origin.
Background. Let's see what he has. Thomas D. Jasper Cat. Okay, that's his full name. Born in 1940, of course. Breed, British short hair. Oh, okay, that's the breed he is. Okay, it's inspired by a certain rubber pirate. Didn't know that, actually. Portrayed by 11 voice actors. That I did not know. That was actually pretty interesting. I didn't think it'd take much to voice Tom. I'm like, who were the 11 that voiced him? I know someone had to voice him in that 90s movie. But other than that, I never heard the man... We never hear the man speak ever. Excuse me. Except on maybe on a few occasions from the old cartoons. Like saying, when he's like, I love you. And ends up kissing, I forget the name of the bulldog, but, and you know, saying, don't you believe it. What's another one? I just lost, I think, 1,000,000 books. But I'm happy! Those are the lines that come to me the most when I think about Tom speaking, so it makes sense to me why he would have, like, he's been voiced by 11 voice actors, so. Yeah. There are satellites named after Tom and Jerry. Of course, why not? Has a look-alike cousin who's scared of mice. Oh, I think I remember that one. I don't know if it was a classic cartoon or more in the later cartoons in the next few decades. I forget. Filled in for Alice in Wonderland, Sherlock Holmes, and The Wizard of Oz, and more. Yep, just from those crossover movies where they were just there in the plot. Whoever decided to do that, Warner Bros. Was like, okay, that's actually pretty funny.
And Joseph Barbera's infamous cat and mouse duo became the undisputed kings of slapstick comedy.
The formula is simple, and we all know it. Tomcat chases Jerry Mouse around the house. Brutal, bone-shaking, I felt that in my balls violence ensues, and Tom is reprimanded by Mammy Two Shoes.
Who is, let's say, very much from the 1940s.
And if you're
yeah, I wouldn't say it was entirely racist, though. But that's probably just me.
me, all you wanted to see was Tom wipe that smug smirk off that little rat's face. Despite my well-documented hatred of cats, even I've got to cringe at years of propaganda to convince us to side with the filthy, flea-ridden rodent over man's second best friend.
I mean, to be fair, at times Jerry was a dick. Let's not forget that. Jerry at times in those cartoons was a dick. He did it to get Tom in trouble and to piss off Tom. So let's not forget that. Jerry's not entirely innocent.
Oh, big yawn.
House cats like Tom are actually some of Earth's most successful predators. They can run up to 30 miles per hour, leap 6 feet high, and despite being commonly perceived as nocturnal, they're actually crepuscular and hunt in the dawn and evening.
Tom specifically is a British shorthair. They're strong, stocky Roman cats bred to withstand harsh conditions. And for Tom, harsh conditions is an understatement.
Tom has a crazy assortment of weapons in his war against mouse kind. Sure, most of it is the stuff you can find around the average American household.
That's a lot of his arsenal. Conventional weaponry, of course. There's the wartime supply and special equipment. Anti-dog spray. Horseshoe magnet, vanishing cream. Invisibility potions, invisibility ink. Poisonous potions. Rewind remote. Magic lives potions. Smart cape. Ogre tooth. Wishbone. Spring tonic. Extra potent vitamins. Genie lamp. Laser cannon. Magic painting. Lightning bug. Start boosting perks and potions, fairy star, and magic ring, etc. I love, the funny thing is when I'm looking at this, I love how they list all these things for Wile E. Coyote and Tom, and then I bet you they're not even going to use most of these at all in this fight, which they tend to do a lot. So.
Like baseball bats, lead pipes,
and guns. Lots of guns. But
indeed,
wackier things like a magic wand, a robo-cat, vanishing cream, and a smart cap that gives him all the knowledge in the world.
I'm partial to the sword of light and dark, which severs you from your own shadow. Or the rewind remote, which can move your victim backwards through time.
And you can't forget the cat car and cat jet, spelled with K's.
We can't forget those.
It's just the cat part.
Tom's arsenal.
But I bet you, as they mentioned this, but they're not even gonna use these in the fight. Probably like one or two things, but the rest of them they're not even gonna use. I bet you.
Is heavily improvisational, which fits his quick thinking in fights over Thanksgiving turkey. Though he often loses his bouts with Jerry, it's not usually because he's dumb or incompetent. Rather, he's just genuinely outplayed.
And even in defeat, he's one tough.
Jerry's a sneaky bastard. He can outsmart Tom at times. And tends to outplay him a lot. It's like, damn, Jerry wins again.
Had every bone in his body broken, shattered, melted, and vaporized to dust. and survived.
Well, mostly. Tom actually has kicked the bucket multiple times, but little known cat fact, he has 9 lives, as established in the episode Heavenly Puss.
Oh, Wiz was conducting some different kind of research when he stumbled on that episode.
Very funny. Even if Tom starts to use his lives up, he has a potion that just restores them.
Or he can physically
And yet, I bet you it won't be used! It won't be used!
go get them back from hell. Where all cats go.
Extremely hardcore for a TOON, but there is...
Yeah. Alright, let me look at the Toon Force listings here real quick. Hammer space, elasticity, physics exemption, shapeshifting, regeneration, cloning, teleportation, fourth wall wonders and manipulation, levitation and flight, elemental manipulation, so kind of sort of the same things as Wile, extreme temperature resistance, whole movement, imagination, actualization, excuse me, non-corporeal interactivity, sentient art, soul scaring, reality warping, 9 lives, dimensional travel, and many, many more. So kind of like the same things as Wile.
what Tom can do. He can clone himself, levitate in the air, make his imagination real, and even break the fourth wall and enter the real world.
Yeah, if you only watch the
Just like
classic
Wile.
cartoons from the 40s, you may be in for a shock. Tom and Jerry gets buck wild, much like the actual inspirations for their names. Thank you, Google.
Oh, you're still on this?
Toy Whiz. They were actually named after the 2 characters in Pierce Egan's delightful life in London, Jerry Hawthorne and Corinthian Tom. It was adapted to
Makes
the stage
sense.
with the title Tom and Jerry, which later became a catch-all term in 1800s England for young drunken rabble-rousers.
One could, in fact, say that many rabbles
Let's see
were
his feats here. Lifted the sun, obliterated a planet-busting asteroid, ruined several countries with his vehicles. Oh yes, let's not forget about that infamous racing movie. Dodged lightning and lasers, ran past 2 exosystems, launched into space by an explosion, took Jerry's punishment for over 80 years. Ah, so true, man. That man Jerry's been a pain in his ass for almost a century. It's crazy. Defeated Jerry, Butch, Droopy, and the Abyss. Okay.
Tom destroyed a planet-busting asteroid, lifted up the sun, and was blown up into a constellation. And he was just fine. Just a bunch of stars now, but he's okay.
He taked an explosion that launched him through time to the Stone Age and has run through space at massively faster than light speeds.
That shouldn't be a surprise when he and Jerry have been at each other's throats for over 80 years now. But what may surprise you is the fact that at the end of the day, they're actually friends.
And they
That's the crazy part to this whole thing. It's just like, you know, they do all this and like, same time tomorrow, Jerry. It's like, yeah. That's the whole crazy thing about this whole thing. At the end of the day, they're friends through it all. That's why at times they have to team up with each other.
together tons of times to save the day, like when they helped a little orphan girl, Robin
Yeah, the
Starling,
movie.
find her way home.
I like that movie.
It's a nice end to their story.
It was the first movie where they actually had actual voices instead of just one analyst like this one.
Don't you believe
it?
Now is when we have to talk about Tom and Jerry Chase. Long ago, the warrior god, Lord of Sichuan,
I don't know about this
Shen,
one.
battled the tricksy and indomitable Mouse King atop Peach Mountain, leading the goddess Celeste to declare the two the strongest warriors in the realm. And they were, in fact, Tom and Jerry. They were even stronger than Devil Tom, who repelled corruption by the darkness. This mysterious, malevolent force threatened to consume the Tree of Life, whose branches encompass all of time and space. Banding together, these warriors used the star element to dispel the darkness and save the universe.
What the fuck?
Well, it may sound confusing.
Like, right! I didn't even know that was a thing! What the... I can't be surprised anything was TOON characters anymore. I can't.
Insane, it is. Chase is a Chinese mobile gacha game whose lore is not entirely in keeping with the spirit of the source material. However, it is officially licensed by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, which means we have to include it in our research.
So that the gods
Yeah.
may grant us mere mortals.
Like
some
that would actually
heavenly
include
power.
anything.
Friendly Friendly rivalry aside, though, Tom has actually managed to catch the little rat fair and square a few times.
By my count of the original shorts, 19 times.
I could watch him on repeat forever. Too bad he's still a filthy feline. The only kitty I truly respect is named after booze.
Well then, you're in luck,
Beerus.
because the Tom and Jerry of English literature later became the namesake for a famous Christmas cocktail.
Because there's
Oh.
no better way to get absolutely trashed
Now I kind of want to try that cocktail now that I know that.
than with good old Tom and Jerry.
Oh boy.
Guess what?
That's gonna be
Yep.
fun. Oh man. It's gonna be hard to say who's gonna win this one. Seeing who's been doing a lot more shit, but who's more clever and could be out and probably has more quick thinking and who's more smarter. There's a chance it could go to Tom. Me speculating. But we'll see. I think it might be go to Tom. Let me just skip here. And let's move on to the fight
Possibilities.
It's time for a death battle
of the Toons. Let's see. Okay, in a house on a moving truck. Not surprising. Oh, wait, what the? Hold up, what? I need to see this real quick. Hold on. House mouse must asshole coolest. Okay. Way to introduce Jerry. Domestic cat. Felis catus petribus victimus. What are these names? What are these names? Whatever. Sneaking in. He's winking. And they're still at it. Hey, look, there's Wile. Greater Roadrunner. Meepus Meepus. Okay. Coyote, Canish, Schmuckus. Alright. I'm guessing they're gonna run into the house. I have won! And then they interrupted. Fight! Championess choice to kiss. What was these, in parentheses? Someone please explain this to me. There go the Roadrunner and Jerry. You foolish furball, you cost me my dinner. And this is where the fight starts. Just gonna pipe. Go on the couch. Go on the table.
You wanna live forever?
That's just so right. We just turned into a war zone. Oh, magic potion time. What? Oh, the invisible potion. All right. Being agile, sneaky. Already bringing the big bombs. And they're gonna blow up the house. Oh no, that house. Wait, hold up. Okay, it just went up into the air. And they just crash in the middle of the desert. Okay. And that's still fine. The Acme button, what's he gonna drop? Just a box. Of course it just lands on him. But then the plane lands on him. Okay, come on now. There's no way he's gonna take away all like 8 of his lives just from that one crash. Come on. Is that really fair? I expected it, them to just like have his lives taken one by one from each accident, not from one. That's kind of bullshit. I'm just saying. The high speed. Drink it. Now they're running across states. Pause. Magic paint. But of course, he goes through it. Coyote doesn't. He does it again. Uh-oh. Why not paint a truck that backfires? They break the fourth wall! Wait, I gotta see this. Hold up. What shows up here? Oh, they show this here. Okay. Interesting. What do they see here? Goomba versus Hot Dog. Okay, Omni-Man versus Homelander debunk. Fraud battle real. Ben Singer versus Chad James is not close. Okay. Okay, I feel like with this one, they know people poke fun at debunking them, so. Ranking all of my friends, the list debauchery. Wile E. Coyote reacts to his own death battle. Ah! Guys, Thor just got faster. Okay, I will love the list of things they put in these sometimes. That's fun. Like, get back in here! Now they're in here. Should've seen that one coming. Just hit him with the side and spike him. Uh-oh. It's like, Ash! Oh, they both got infected with it. Oh, boy. And they're still in one piece. Take this! And this! And some of this! Yeah, oh, yeah? How about this? And I just like to see you like it. Oh, hold on. Maybe dead again. See how you like it. Okay. I read it too fast. Alright. And the house lands on Coyote. There you go. But... Ooh! And there goes his 9th life. Oh. Holy shit! Did Wile win?
Wile E. Coyote, super genius.
He wins! Oh shit! I was wrong! But he still faints. Wow. KO. I'm a little surprised, but I do think it's kind of bullshit in that fight. He made him lose like 8 of his lives from just one accident. Just saying. So that's why. But let me see what they say. But still, like I said, all the stuff they mentioned from their arsenal and their equipment, and half of them weren't even used in this fight. A few of them were, but not all of them. So what was the point of mentioning all of that? I'm just saying. You're gonna mention these things and not actually use them. They only used a few things, but not all of it. I'm just saying, what's the point?
Thank God one of them actually died this time. I mean, no! Animal cruelty, no!
Considering coyotes eat cats, I'm not surprised.
While both Cat and Coyote were incredibly powerful, they weren't literal gods who could snap their problems away. They had limitations and weaknesses that could be exploited, especially by each other. Let's first talk their stats.
Both were strong enough to contend with universe-threatening phenomena, but comparing Wile to Plucky Duck, Looney Tunes can not only destroy their own universe, but their animators as well.
And while Tom could move faster than light, Wile could keep up with the Roadrunner, who could outspeed a car fast enough to travel through time. That's immeasurably fast, and much faster than Tom. Wile gets the edge in stats.
Wile's arsenal was a bit better too, believe it or not. Even
I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised there.
Shown to malfunction, he still countered everything Tom had.
The biggest being the Looney DNA Dissolver, which could render Tom's cartoony healing factor moot and end the fight.
While Tom has never been shown to have Looney DNA specifically, the concept clearly has nothing to do with actual DNA molecules.
Looney Tunes have been erased completely and still returned, so it's clearly something more fundamental to their essence.
And since the Dissolver works on any tunes, not just the Looney ones, it should apply to Tom. But considering how much of a screw-up Wile is, it wasn't a sure bet. Hell, it could have backfired, especially considering how much more competent Tom is.
When it came...
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised when I think about it, when it infected them both. Wouldn't it technically should have killed them both? I'm just saying.
Came to intelligence, Wile's engineering and scheming genius were often defeated by his own ego and stubbornness. Tom, on the other hand, was consistently more flexible, pragmatic, and victorious in his fights.
So Tom was smarter.
Oh, and
of course.
One other big advantage. He doesn't have God nerfing him.
And that's a big question.
True!
Was Tom capable enough to benefit from Wile's narrative-enforced bad luck and see the DNA Dissolver backfire against him?
Right. You think that kind of type of thing would prevent Wile from winning this fight? Let's see what they say.
That bad luck is a core part of Wile's character as a cartoon. So let's call it his, toonliness.
To find the answer, we dug deep through the bowels of Looney Tunes lore and ended up in an unexpected place.
Which
Space
was?
Where Wile again fails against the Roadrunner, but against the villains of the movie, the Monstars, he actually scores.
And scores again in the sequel, more than anyone
Oh.
else. But according to Chuck Jones's rules, that shouldn't happen, right?
Throughout his entire history, Wile's cosmically ordained failures.
I love how they just include Space Jam towards the end of this analysis, just to see the reason. Yeah, while this is true, while he's fating to always fail in Space Jam, he didn't. So that's why he won't fail in this fight.
only occur when he's specifically chasing the Roadrunner or other tunes the plot bends around like bugs, because that's what Chuck Jones's rules were written for. Coyote
Right.
and Roadrunner cartoons.
And even then, looking closely, they've been broken a few times throughout the decades, even during Chuck Jones's tenure.
Without the universe nerfing him, there's no reason to think Wile couldn't eventually land a hit with the Looney DNA dissolver.
Especially when the only reason it failed was because of the Roadrunner's intervention, a direct violation of Chuck Jones's limitations on the Coyote.
And especially when it's the only thing that either one had that could kill.
Another funny thing is, when in this fight, I love how they mentioned the potion Tom had to regain his 9 lives, and that wasn't used in this one. Yeah, that's another thing to point out.
The other.
Despite lacking Wile's narrative impediments, and despite having a better track record overall, Tom ultimately had no surefire way to kill Wile, whereas Wile's superior strength, speed, and looting arsenal ensured his victory.
Wile gave one hell of a chase and left Tom Jones in for a rematch.
The winner is
Yeah.
Wile Coyote.
Well, congrats, Wiley.
Next time on Death Battle.
Fun match. Who's next? Ah. Miles Morales and Deku! Oh boy!
Subscribe and
Now
join
that
us
one's
to
gonna be
see more.
interesting. I'm actually really excited to watch this one. I have to react to this one live. You got 2 losers going up against each other in this one. Huh. Interesting. Because Miles Morales lost to Static Shock and Deku lost to Asta. So this one, 2 previous Death Battle losers going up against each other. Who will come out on top? That's gonna be very interesting. I'm definitely gonna tune in for that one and see how that one goes. But I know, especially the music and soundtrack they will make for that fight. I know it's gonna be banger. So I'm definitely gonna watch it also to listen to that. I'm just saying. Can't wait. I cannot wait for that one already. Man, and the shame is, probably gotta wait about 2 or 3 weeks for it. So, man, that was a funny one to watch. And going over the analysis, quite a few things I've learned. But I'm not surprised by how they did things. They tend to mention these things and leave things out in the actual fight. Like, but I do find it was bullshit that Tom lost 8 of his lives from that one accident, and they didn't even bother using the potion at all for, to help him regain his lives. Just saying. And since the Looney DNA dissolver, affected them both, shouldn't it have technically killed them both? I'm just saying. It's kind of a shitty way for him to go out and win. I'm just saying. But hey, like I said, they've been known to be incorrect before with the research and with the results too. So like I say, I take these results with a grain of salt. So overall, I did enjoy it. I thought it was fun because it's a cartoon fight. Why would it not be fun to watch? So just saying. But let me know what you guys think. That's all I really have to say, though. That's all I really have to say. For those who are watching after my short period of not uploading anything, thank you again for watching. And tune in for more. And like this video if you like this more. And subscribe for more. Because that makes life happy. And if you do subscribe, you are awesome. Because you will not be disappointed by other things I will react to in the future. Because actually, compared to most reactors, I actually like to try to give my commentary. Hence why I have to drag out these videos for longer. So it feels like I'm actually giving commentary. So that's why I take my pauses in between these. Just to actually give more commentary on these things. More commentary. Just to say that. But anyways, for those who are watching, thank you again for watching. And until next time, I'm out.